Well, I gotta get back in the seat.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
You gotta get back in the seat.
Yeah, I had to get back over here to be a part of the conversation.
Error.
Yeah, you get that a few times.
Era in June.
So yeah, another crazy night out at the Harper-Fowlkes house experience.
It's a little warm up here tonight.
It is definitely warm up here, except for across the hall.
Yeah,
there's one room that's at least 5 degrees difference.
That room is cold.
Yeah. So what'd you guys find tonight when we were up here?
In the bedroom down there, we had a lot of activity. We were getting a lot of EVPs. Like I was laying down, and what did it say?
Yeah, whatever it was, like on my phone on the little radar, it was just going like around and around the room.
Wow.
And I was laying down, and it
like,
said, "Stop, please," and then Bible after that.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Do you want me laying down?" And it said, "Stop, please, Bible."
Funny, because when we were out there, when you guys were in the room,
Yeah.
it said on the bed. And that's why we walked in there, because we thought we needed to get on the bed, but it was like, you know, so anyway, it's kind of funny. So it was a lot of things that were definitely making correlations throughout the house.
But I didn't even introduce you guys. Did you guys want to tell people who you are, or you?
I'm Noah.
Yeah, I'm Eric.
Helping us out, doing some docent work in here this evening, and helping us investigate the place.
Right.
It's my 3rd time here.
Yeah.
It's my first time.
So yeah, first time. What do you think about the experience?
I was a little skeptical at first, but once I first got here, we started checking everything out. I was like, yeah, there's definitely something going on here.
This house definitely, I like to say, it pushes the limits. Nothing is ever staged, nothing is ever put on. We don't really try to antagonize. I try to say hello when we get here and we say goodbye. Of course, they're a little sassy. They usually tell us when I'm going over and when it's time to go.
Like downstairs, they told us to leave now when we were about to come upstairs.
Yeah, so the actual spirits here keep us in check. They know how the event's supposed to go better than we do.
I know.
But,
now, if they would just leave the equipment alone as far as like shutting it down, we could actually maybe get out of here at a normal time.
Yeah.
I know, I saw that.
So, yeah, so we're sitting here watching our equipment. We get to look at the cameras and tell you guys about what happened tonight. It was a pretty interesting night.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I can either be drained or I'm hyped up. It's a little hyped up. The energy was pretty good tonight. As far as like not necessarily being like draining. Sometimes
A little repressed at first, actually.
it definitely was repressed. Maybe it was like an anxiety or an anxiousness, would you say? Could y'all feel anything like that?
Yeah, it felt heavy. Like heavy.
Heavy?
Like walking.
More so downstairs or upstairs?
Walking upstairs.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
Upstairs was a little, like I say, the off-standish, I like to say it backwards, but yeah. So it was standoffish, a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say slow, because we definitely got a lot of responses.
Yeah.
And it was making sense. So we were able to we had some return visitors, and what's that?
Well, I was going to mention that when we first started out this evening, a little something different than what we're used to. We were actually getting what sounded like conversation coming through as we were listening to the audio from camera 4 downstairs. Now, this was before anybody actually was down there, and I was trying to decide whether it was maybe radio frequencies coming in that were bleeding over into our equipment or not. But weirdly enough, when we came back upstairs, it wasn't doing it anymore. So I'm not sure what was causing that, but we're still kind of looking into that this evening.
Well, when we were up here, were you in here with me? We actually were able to pick up, excuse me, maybe I'm not supposed to tell y'all this, but we picked up jazz music. You could hear jazz music playing through the speaker, and everybody was up here.
That was tonight?
Yeah.
Really?
When everybody was up here in the basement, you could hear, you know, like older jazz music.
I think it was right before I put the recorder down there.
Right, it was. So he went and put the recorder down there. So I don't really know why we would be hearing that kind of period music. I don't know, you know, especially in the house, because the house was all locked up. So it's pretty interesting. I think the music definitely does make a difference, and we try the different kinds and the different ones, you know, whether it's folk, Irish folk music, or what have you. It does, I know, it's tends to make a difference in the energies that are here.
Cool photos, man. Again, you get
Yeah.
you actually get a lot of cool stuff when you're taking photos in
I
here.
like, that's pretty cool.
So,
So while we're walking around, I've been able to take some good photos of what's actually going around here.
Yep, I just had my hand out, and in the picture, you could just see an orb just go like that, right over my hand.
and that was in that back room you said,
Yep,
right?
in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some interesting conversation coming through on the devices this evening.
Yeah. I tell
little-
people we're not responsible for the things they say. Please don't hold it against
Yeah.
us. Sometimes they get a little.
We passed our PG-13 rating for the evening, so
Usually it's only up here though that they get like that.
yeah,
But this was the boarding house, part of the house that,
or whatever else it might have been.
or whatever else it might have been at the time.
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
That's what I said?
Rebecca.
Oh, it says relax now on the device in front of. We're actually, as per usual, we are up in base camp, so we've got 2 devices in front of us that are coming up with various things, words and sentences and whatever. And then, of course, we got our cameras up top that we're watching. So occasionally we're cutting out and checking those. But yeah, guys, seriously, you guys need to come out. If you're into paranormal or if you're curious about it at all, this is a great place to investigate. I mean,
It was really cool.
Come bring your equipment. If you have
Yeah.
some stuff you want to check out, this is a great place to do that. Test out your equipment, test out your I guess your morals or your own thoughts, your skepticism, and what you believe in. You know, just kind of see what happens.
since you guys are using some slightly different apps than what we were using, do you have any that seem to work really well?
I've got, it's called the M2 Ghost Hunter app, I think. And
I think you were telling me about that one last time. too.
yeah, I was. And it's got the EMF readers, it's got the EVP, it's got like the radar thing he was talking about. It's got a whole bunch of different tools in one thing, and it's like $3 on the App Store. And I think it's really reliable.
Nice.
I mean, I'd walk up to something with the EMF reader, and it would spike, and I'd just go over here, like, it works.
So it worked the same way as any
Yeah.
of these other
Mhm,
devices.
definitely.
I have an EMF meter on mine too, and I have noticed that, you know,
Yeah.
it's really cool when they are working simultaneously.
Yeah,
Then you
it
know
is.
for sure that
Mhm.
it's not just like a random, you know,
Yeah, just
device.
random.
These phones, and the things we carry around nowadays are really very useful tools. They have so many sensors on them that it's just a great paranormal tool to use because we carry it around with us. You know, we've got our phone and everything right there.
Yeah, and it actually
So-
keeps you from carrying stuff like an extra K2.
Or having to wear your
Wow.
handy dandy nifty
Yeah.
vest. That, I mean, you know, it's great. You have all the batteries.
This has become a combination of things. It's a great holder for all the devices,
Yes.
but it's also sort of a
He's a
security vest. Yeah,
superhero.
it became.
It became
the
your
security
paranormal
vest.
superhero.
But yeah, any other things that came up that maybe we can?
I think it's really interesting the way the energies tend to connect with the guest.
Yeah.
That's happened more than once. Another thing about this house is, I don't even know how to say that. Portal. Like,
Yeah, that comes
you
up.
can edit that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it just seems like we tend to gather things.
Well, it was a boarding house, so perhaps it's still boarding some different energies that
might be so.
aren't necessarily attached to the house. I don't know.
Right, right.
Um,
Not necessarily that we're like hoping to draw other energies, but
No, but you are in America's most haunted city, so
that is true.
you know.
Well, little Gracie came through tonight.
Yeah, little Gracie came through, and that was pretty cool. Even though she's not really connected with this house, but
No,
but yeah, neat to see that name came up again. So
I think that she may have a thing for
a
Rich.
connection.
I think she has a thing for Rich. Rich talks about her. in
Wow.
Bonaventure. So,
Yeah, and I got the coin.
oh yeah,
So-
you'll have to do a picture of this.
Yeah, I'll have to show you guys a little closer. This actually came from Bonaventure Cemetery.
But maybe, you know, why you have that connection to Gracie.
Yeah, very possibly. And yeah, I'll put this up so that a photo of it so that you guys can get a closer look at this. But it's an 1857 seated Liberty silver dollar.
I thought it was a $50, but it's $1. So.
Yeah. And yeah, kind of an interesting thing to just kind of stumble across laying in some dirt and gravel. So.
At Bonaventure, take if you ever go gambling, you take them with you.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Pretty lucky. Oh, he doesn't want you to take him gambling.
That's not a guaranteed thing. It doesn't
Oh.
always work.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why they call it gambling. But anyway, so yeah, yet again another cool evening, and I think it's kind of an overall agreed that yeah, this is a great place to come out and check out if you have an interest in paranormal.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, you guys just keep checking it out. We'll keep letting you know what's happening and letting you know how the investigations are going. And they're going pretty well.
And we're finding out new stuff every time we come up here.
Yes, we are.
So
Finding out more about the haunting of the Champion McAlpin house, which is now known as the Harper-Fowlkes. So finding a little bit about that. Definitely a lot of the old Champion McAlpin connections are still lingering here, I would definitely say.
yeah. And I thank you guys for joining us on the
Yes,
close up this evening
Yeah, I
too.
really enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. If you guys do find anything else in the photos, feel free to throw them up on Facebook or whatever. And,
Yeah. So check out the photos, check out the videos,
yeah,
and come check the house out yourself.
definitely. See you next week.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.